Back in last Gen Con, we got to see a lot of the new Dead of Winter stuff. We saw the new app. I don't think it's out yet, but we're very excited for. But also a new competitive mode in which you can sort of combine the two. Would you call them cores?
Yes.
They're both cores?
2 core sets, yeah. And so they finally officially announced that. Of course, like you said, if you watched our show, you got the scoop.
Yeah.
But it is going to be called Dead of Winter Warring Colonies. And as you said, it's interesting because if you have it as on its own, it will work as sort of a little expansion for either set. So it has new crisis cards, new characters, etc., new items. But if you do have both the original and the Long Night, that's when you can put them together to have a team-based game where 2 colonies are fighting, and it's up from 4 to 11 players. 11. And I'll explain why 11.
I have a feeling, but...
yeah, you may have figured it out, but it's because one player has the option of being what they call the lone wolf, where you're on your own team and you're doing things in the background that will affect both of the other colonies. So essentially the colonies are fighting over food and supplies. There are new combat rules, so you can actually fight each other. There's new cards and new dice to roll against each other. They haven't gone into complete details yet.
This will connect to the comic about the dog, right?
I think so. Yeah, what's with all this Dead of Winter news lately? They're really going at it. And they also tried to assuage any fears about there being 11 players by saying there will be new mechanics involving simultaneous turn actions and a sand timer to ensure that your game doesn't last for 12 hours.
Yeah, I mean, we know our group is bad, and in this game in particular, but we still love it.
Yeah, so it sounds really cool. I'm curious how big of a market there is for it, because to really get the full potential out of it, you do need to buy 2 $50, 60 to MSRP
I think
sets.
the advantage for it could be, you do have that.
I do.
First of all, I feel board gamers do sort of fit into that. Like, if you like one game, you sort of get all of it. But because they're both cores, what if I had one, you had one, because we have different groups, so like we occasionally meet, but then one of us gets this, so then when we come together, we can do that.
That would be cool.
And like you said, it doesn't. If you don't have both, it still is a mini expansion.
True, right, exactly. I don't remember if they said what the MSRP is, but I'm guessing not a ton, probably like $20 to $30. The only caveat I'd say to what you said is that I feel that the Long Night is really a superior version of the original base set, and I at least I think at this point that's the consensus. We haven't actually tried Long Night, but just from looking at the materials and stuff.
Counterpoint.
Okay.
The original one has the dog in it.
That is true. So yeah, it's interesting. But if you have a big group that loves killing each other with zombies in the background, it definitely sounds like a cool variant. If you enjoyed this video, it was just a snippet of our full-length podcast, which you can find on our YouTube channel every week. So please go ahead, like, and subscribe for more board game-related content coming at you in the future.
And don't forget to check out rollforcrit.com, where we actually sell a lot of the games we talked about, as well as post news and all our other videos. Until then, I'm Will Keeler.
I'm Jonathan Estes, and this is Roll for Crit.